Welcome, boys and girls, to your maths lesson with me, the Maths Master. Ha ha ha! I bet you can do these challenges.
Well, thank you so much for that, Mr. Maths Master. Okay, as you were saying, welcome to your maths lesson for today. So we're going to warm those brains up by going through our Maths Master Fluency. Here we go. So we're looking at money this week in Fluency. And it says, how much money do I have? And just in case you can't quite see, these are 1 penny pieces. So they are 1p coins. How much money do I have? Pause the video. Okay, our answer was 11p. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well done if you wrote that down. Give yourself a tick. Let's have a look at the next challenge. How much money do I have? And these are 2p coins. So remember, don't count them as 1. They are worth 2 pennies each. Pause the video. Okay, we have 12p. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Well done if you got that right, boys and girls. Give yourself a tick. Let's have a look at the next challenge. How much money do I have? Again, 2p coins. Write down your answer. Okay, our answer was 8p. Remember, you need to write p after, because it's not 8 monkeys on the board, it's 8 pennies. Well done. Let's have a look at the next one then. Oh, 2p coins again. How much money do I have? Pause the video and write down your answer. Okay, our answer was 16p. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16p. Well done if you got that right, boys and girls. Right, let's have a look at the next challenge then. 2p's again, and I think this is probably the biggest one we've had so far. Pause the video and write down how much money is on the board. Okay, the answer was 20p. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20p. Well done, boys and girls. That's fantastic work. Okay, now you've warmed your maths brains up, we're going to move on to the main part of today's lesson. So, we are going to have a look at weight and volume.
Hi, boys and girls. Today, we're learning all about weight. Things that are heavy and things that are light. Now, I have some fruit here, but I don't know which is the heaviest and which is the lightest. I think I'm going to need Mr. Irwin to show me what to do.
So, boys and girls, Mr. Bear has said that he has some fruit here and he wants to know which is the heaviest and which is the lightest. So to do that properly, we're going to need these. Do you know what we call these? That's right, they're called scales. Now, when there's nothing in the scales, they'll sit equally in the middle like this because there's nothing in this tub and nothing in this tub. But if I pick up my tangerine and I drop the tangerine into this side, what do you think will happen? Pause the video until you're grown up. Okay, let's put it in. Wow, so the side with the tangerine in has gone all the way to the bottom. And that's because the tangerine is heavier than nothing because there's just air in here. Wow. Okay, I'm going to pick up another piece of fruit now. I'm going to pick up a pear. So, looking at this pear, what do you think is going to happen if I put the pear onto the other side of the scale? Pause the video and chat with your grown-up. Okay. My guess, my hypothesis is that I think this feels heavier than that. So I think this side is going to go all the way to the bottom, but we'll see. I was right because I was able to hold both. This felt heavier and it was. It's gone all the way to the bottom and it's raised this up because the pear is heavier than the tangerine. Right now, I've got an apple here and to me the apple feels the heaviest. So what do you think's going to happen if, I'll tell you what, I'll take the tangerine out of there. So now we've got the pear as our base. What do we think's going to happen if we put the apple on this side? So we've got a pear and an apple. So I'll put the pear in here. Pause the video, see what you think. Okay, let's see what happens. Now, judging from this, do you think you could pause the video and talk to your adult about which is heavier, the apple or the pear? Were you able to do that? Of course, it was the apple. How do you know? Because we can see that the apple has pushed the scales further down because the apple is heavier than the pear. Good work, boys and girls. Now, if I take them both out, what's going to happen to the scales again? That's right. They should swing around a little bit, but ultimately they should balance back out equally because there's nothing in them. Well done. So we know that if something is heavier, it will push to the bottom. The lighter object will go to the top. But if the two objects were exactly the same weight, they'd sit in the middle.
Oh, now I understand how to use scales. Let's do some work on the board together.
Okay, boys and girls, now if you feel like that explanation has helped you and you understand, we're going to continue with our lesson. If not, rewind it and have another go. So we have a scale on the board here, and the question is, what does it mean when this side of the scale is down? Pause the video and tell your adult, what does it mean? Okay, it means it has the heavier object on that side. So there must be something heavier on this side to make it go down and the other one go up. Well done. Let's have a look at the next one. What does it mean if this side goes up? What does that mean then? Pause the video and tell your adult. Okay, of course it means that this side has the lighter object on it. There must be something heavier on this side pulling it down. Wow, let's have a look at the next one then. What does it mean when the scales are balanced? Balanced in the middle, what does that mean? Okay, it means that both items on the scale have the exact same mass, which means whatever you have in both sides, they weigh the same. There might actually be nothing in there because air weighs the same, doesn't it? Or there could be something of equal mass. Well done, boys and girls. Okay, now I've got a picture of a scale and we have an apple and a strawberry on it. And my first question for you is, which object is heavier? So I want you to write down in your book which of these two objects is heavier. Pause the video and write your answer. Okay, the answer was the apple is heavier. The apple is heavier. So which object is lighter? It must be the strawberry. Well done. Okay, now we want to know, how do you know that? It's fantastic if you got those answers right, but I want you to give me an explanation. How do you know that the apple is heavier and the strawberry is lighter? Write down your explanation. Okay, the explanation is the apple is pushing the scales down, so you know that that is heavier, where the strawberry doesn't have as much mass as the apple and goes up in the air, is pushed up by the weight of the apple. Well done, boys and girls. Let's have a look at the next one. So now we have some cherries and a banana, and it wants to know again which object is heavier and which is lighter. So pause the video and write which is heavier and which is lighter. Okay, the heavier object, of course, is the banana, and the lighter object is the cherries. Yeah, I know it says the cherry, but there's two of them there, so the cherries are lighter. How do you know? I want an explanation. So if you got that right, fantastic. I want to know how you know. Can you tell your adult? Okay, the banana is heavier because it is pushing down the scale on this side, and the cherries are lighter and they're going up. If they weighed the same, they would be balanced in the middle, but the banana is heavier, has more mass, pushes it down. Well done. Let's have a look at the next challenge. What do the balanced scales show? So we have an apple and an orange, and what is that telling us? What is that telling us? Pause the video and tell your adult. Okay, it's telling us that the orange and the apple weigh the same because the scales are perfectly balanced. They must weigh the same amount as each other. Well done, boys and girls. That's some fantastic work. Right, last challenge for today. This young lady here wants you to name 3 items that are lighter than a football. So can you think of 3 things that are lighter than a football and write them down? And this gentleman here wants you to name 3 items that are heavier than a book. So we need 3 things lighter than a football and 3 things that are heavier than a book. Write them down, put your answers on the DB Primary and let Mrs. Peacock know. Okay, that's your challenge for today, boys and girls, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hey, boys and girls, I'm so good at using the scales. I know when things are heavy, when things are lighter. I'm just the best. I'll see you tomorrow for some more challenges. Bye.